going to prepare today a couple dishes that are the paella from Spain, the national dish of Spain. It started out when the Romans went to Spain and brought irrigation with them. And then in 711, the Moors invaded Spain from Africa. The Moors is another word for the Arabs, okay? And they were in Spain from 711 until they got kicked out in 1492, just before Columbus came here. Actually, a small group stayed until 1600. In 1600, the rest of them got kicked out. So the Moors brought the rice to Spain, and the Romans brought irrigation. And so you have the culture of paella starting because of that. And it was originally a communal dish that the workers did in the field. And the first paellas, they would just have rice, a big dish, rice, a fire. They couldn't even afford chicken. What they used was rabbit and snails and some vegetables that they don't have here. They have a green bean that's real wide that we don't have here. So those were the simplest ones. So when you say, if you go to Spain and you say, I want a paella from Valencia, the Valenciana, they're very specific about what that is. And they get really mad if you want to put things in it that aren't supposed to be in it, okay? Because for them, a Valenciana has rabbit, has these two vegetables, and it has snails. And you can't put shrimp in it, and you can't do anything else to it, or they get really mad because you're messing up their national dish, okay? So you got to be careful with your terminology over there. Of course, over here, Americans are a little bit more picky, you know, these days people don't even like things with bone in it, you know, so even though like if you're doing chicken, for example, it has more flavor if you do a part with bone in it, it doesn't go well here. And rabbit doesn't go that well, and snails, you know, it's hard to find the public for snails, although French restaurants offer it, it's for specific people, yeah? Okay, so that gives you a little bit of a background of the dish. And then you're probably going to ask them, well, but what's the best rice for it, right? Well, the rice that is mostly recommended as the far best is called bomba rice. And I have here a small sack of the rice. And this from Spain, it's very expensive in the US. 2 pounds of it, a kilogram, costs $15. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty expensive. And it's a short, fat rice. And the most distinctive part about it is it absorbs, you know when you're cooking rice normally, you put 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice? Okay, with this rice, you have to put 3 cups of liquid to 1 cup. So it absorbs, so that's where you get the flavor. It absorbs more of the liquid. And so if you're making a true paella, that's the rice you're supposed to use, bomba rice, okay? Bomba. And the flavor of the paella comes from a flour called saffron. And each flour has only 4 filaments. And I can pass this around for you so you see what it looks like. Okay, each flour has only 4 of those. And the way you get the flavor out is you do an emulsion. You boil water or broth, and you put that inside, and you get this. Okay, it's like making a tea of it, if you like. You can buy it already made, and then you don't have to use the saffron because you already have the liquid saffron. Okay.
Saffron is yellow.
It is.
Oh, it is yellow?
It is. This is concentrated. This is concentrated.
Okay, but it looks red.
But this is what the flour actually looks like.
Okay.
Okay. So now, to do a paella from scratch with everything from scratch takes a long